Everybody, just gonna give it a minute here. Last minute post. Trying to open this stuff, speed it along. Yeah. Comments up. All right. So it's gonna last second kind of add here. I have been, traveling a lot the last week or so, and into it's just been so busy. So it's just I figured all this stuff that's kind of accumulated here, I'd jump on, open it. I know people tend to like to, see this stuff when I'm opening. These PSA boxes are always tough, but I think I got this one. And if you guys got any questions, comments, we had some interesting auctions end. I'm happy to discuss that. State of the hobby, new bulk pricing at the grading company. So finally getting some real life competition out there, which is great for the hobby. Some things also obviously continue to be pretty soft in the macro, given the macro environment, and then other things, are surprisingly strong. So we can chat about all that and more in the course of this little live. And if anybody has any questions, just dump it into the comments. So a little late. Hey, how's it going? A little late in the UK here. Let's see, what time is it? 11 p.m. So glad you could join live. Solta Selects. We will. I guess I'll start with the PSA stuff and then open a little bit of the mail, although it's not always. I'm not even sure what's in some of these packages. So without further ado, unless anybody's got any early question, we'll start with the PSA stuff. So actually, let's get reminded what was in here. Let's see if I can find my glasses. There's a pair. See what was in here. Hey, oh my gosh, I don't think I can do a live without Jose Roberto Rines jumping on. So thank you, Jose. Really appreciate it, from Brazil. Happy to share all this stuff with you, and happy that you always jump on, even though it's basically a moment's notice. I know that not didn't give anybody much of a heads up here. I figured that if people want to watch this later, they can just watch it whenever they want. So all right, so this was a regular PSA submission, and it was 17 cards. Not sure how many they graded or did not grade, but we will go through them. Again, I like the way these boxes open up and it says PSA, these new ones on there. I think that's kind of classy. And we'll just take this out. They're also, putting a lot of advertising for different things in. And I like that. The foundation of all great collections. I think this is pretty slick box. Well done. Hopefully, we'll start to see some of the new sticker holders as we go forward as well. So anyway, okay. So we have the very first one, and this one will. Okay, so there are some that were not graded. It looks like. Let's see. One, it looks like. Let's see. Dun, 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 always. Oh, interesting. So this is a 1959. It's hard to see here in the holder. It's a 1959 Hocus Pocus Puskas. Now, normally these have stamped a variety of stamps on the back for this German issue, and this one is a blank back, and that may be the reason why they probably hadn't seen a blank back. But blank backs, I've seen a number of them through the years, so I think they're completely legit photographic stock. But for whatever reason, they decided not to grade that one. So that one's done. So in honor of kind of the World Cup and in a way, in honor of Jose Roberto, who joined from Brazil, the first card that I'll show, actually I didn't plan it this way, it just was this way, is going to shock most people. It's a 2014 Neymar Prism, but it's in the Cyrillic text here. So those are, pretty rare. His first, World Cup card. I mean, no, that's not true. His second World Cup card, 2018. But I really like these versions. I have Ronaldo. Who else do I have? Modric, I think, and Neymar. And I think I will try to get the Mbappe and the Messi if I can find them at reasonable prices. They've been relatively high recently, so it's rare that you'll see a modern card in my submission. But there you go. All right, hey, thanks for some of these other people joining. Now we got a little bit of a quorum here, so feel free to put some thank you very much, Castos 18. Feel free to comment, everybody. Regards, safe Kevin from Florida. Again, feel free to drop some questions in. I'll get to those as well as fill in the spaces here while I am, going through the cards. Actually, this is funny because Solta Selects, I sent him one of these. This is a 1970. These are actually, these guys label them as deep pools. These are really nice. Remember, this is the same year of these Cruyff as the Montegum. Pretty rare issue. This particular one's a 2. Actually, I had hoped for a 4 or a 5 on these, but not super surprised. I guess there's a nick on the top, so that's probably okay. And then another copy, which is a 4. So I had 2 copies of this, 1 4 and 1 2. Not the best grades out there, but certainly a pretty rare sticker. A lot of those, they're very thin stickers, and so they can have bends on the surface, and that's automatically a low grade. I think the highest one I've ever had is a 4, even though I've hoped for more. This is a sticker that I really love, and here's a couple copies of it. It's the Kitty Puskas from 1954. There's a lot of 1954 issues for him. This is my favorite. This one had a little tiny bit of glue residue on the back, but an exceptionally clean back for a 1.5. It's the right technical grade, don't get me wrong, but the eye appeal is just kind of off the charts on this one. I'm having a problem with my camera today, getting to know where it is. So the Kitty Puskas, incredibly hard to find unstuck, and this one is unstuck. This is a 3, so this is the second one that I'm doing here, right? So I have 2 Kitty Puskas. Most people know that I'm a huge Puskas fan, pretty much by all accounts, easily a top 10 player. This one is funny, right? Because you could look at the back and say it's a little bit dirty. You've got some scuffing, but there's no glue residue. There's no paper loss. And so in never stuck condition, these Kitty Puskases are really, really hard. So, I just pick these up anytime I can. I think for me, this is one of the epic cards from the 1950s. It's really hard to get as rookie if that's outside your budget. I think that these usually sell in let's see, I haven't been that close to the most recent sales, but I'd say pretty much across the board less than $2,000. A nice looking 1.5. I mean, this may be $1,000, $1,200. but just beautiful card. Great face shot. If you get some of the action shots from the other 1954 World Cup, yeah, they're nice. He's with Fritz Walter, they're in action, but this is just so classic, so beautiful. And for me, really kind of after the Nanina and the Biscuit card from, what we think is probably 52, although I think the grading companies may label it as 1950, probably my third favorite of the early cards, or because all the other 54s would go in this bucket as well. So there's that. All right, so let's see. There's here is one of the most epic. This set is super hard, and I'll show you, this one first. This is a 1976 Zico, and it comes from the Campeonato Nacional 76 set. It's Graf as the editor, and you can see this one was removed from an album, so you can see the stuck, but you can still see the 76 National. I think they're different colors. Blue is jumping to mind right now. And here's a Zico, and it also has some front damage. I'm just happy to have a copy until I can get a better one. This one's super, super tough. So that's amazing. And then this one is generally considered the Socrates rookie. Again, unfortunately, this one was never stuck, but it has some paper loss, unfortunately, on his face. So not my favorite copy, but again, these are incredibly tough. Socrates cards, and just these 76 Nacional cards are just amazing. I think a two that was similar to this Zico here sold in a couple PWCs ago for $3,000-$4,000. So certainly not an insignificant card in the market. At least recognize that. I got a couple comments here. Let me see if I can see them. Yeah, so the AMBC is another great one. Much, much more common than a kitty, especially because the kitties are usually stuck in the album. So if you ever found one that's never stuck condition, that is amazing. But I love the AMBCs. Again, I think, he's in a suit in that one, which takes away a little bit. I prefer, players being in their actual uniforms as opposed to street cards, street clothes. Sorry. But that is something just to keep in mind. The AMBC is another great option out there, and generally reasonably priced as well. Let me see another couple thing. Let me see here if we had. I've asked this before. It seems like more relevant now. Do you think there's an overuse of autos in the game? I don't know. I think there's a huge amount of demand, for autos in general, and so I think the market is just reacting to the existing demand. The manufacturers people love autos, especially on card autos. So I think will we look up 20 years from now and say there's probably too many CR7 autos or Messi autos? Maybe. Certainly, I think we'll say that about a lot of second tier players that seem to have them in every set. But traditionally, over the last, up until the last couple of years, the soccer sets, there weren't that many soccer sets and there weren't that many autos. So I think, up to, 2020 backwards, I think that the supply of those is rather low relative to demand. And then the post 2020, I think we're going to flip those. So that's just my thought. John follows on by saying, people spend a lot of money chasing these big scars because they're so rare. I think especially, Flawless and some of these pre-2020 ultra premium sets have been gaining a lot of market notoriety and very high prices. And I think, it's driven by a number of factors. Number one, still relative to other sports, the superstars are trading at very low prices. You can get, if you look at LeBron autos or MJ autos that obviously are not, rookies, those can sell for, 50, 60, 100, $200,000 at various ones. Most of those, to be fair, would be the RPAs the rookie patch autographs that are really rare. But still, some of our superstars like Messi and Ronaldo don't really bring in those numbers yet. That's number one. And then number two, what I'm going to call the Asia effect. And I don't have any real statistics to go through this. I can just say anecdotally, a lot of the buyers of those really high end, low print run, very expensive cards are in Asia. And I think in general, having lived in Asia for 5 years and spent a lot of time in China and talking with a lot of different business people, especially in mainland China, and even these days in Hong Kong, there's a little bit of nervousness. It's when you put your money in a bank, it's sometimes hard to get it out, especially of mainland China. And I think that many collectors are looking at a highly valuable piece of cardboard that is transportable, i.e., you can put it in your briefcase and fly out of the country and have some portable value there. That's potentially easier to do than a 100-ounce bar of gold. And in a way, that's some patrimony protection, mobile cash that doesn't need to be moved from a bank and international banking system. So, I think that we're seeing some inflation from that phenomena, especially as global tensions rise and as people look for other ways to quote unquote hide their wealth, not necessarily in a bad way, just in a protective way. So, I could be totally wrong on that. But that is my sense and my general, feeling again. So, I personally love some of those elite autos. I've never been one that was going to stretch so far, and I am constantly outbid. Although I think you'll see I have a few that are on my list in my mail day, and I'll show one that I particularly liked. I think that is in one of these packages. So next up on the PSA list is a very, very fun sticker. This is Teofilo Cubillas, the amazing man, why am I drawing a blank? Peruvian striker, also played for Porto, and this is his rookie. He's got a ton of 1970s issues. Obviously, it's a PSA 1 because of the nick to the top corner, but really, really nice sticker. Also had been removed. It's hard to see if you get the angle. You can see a change in color up here where it was glued, but still an amazing. He's in his kit. Oops, sorry for that. He's in his Peruvian kit, which I love, on the cusp of the 1970 World Cup. And this is kind of the golden generation of Peruvian players that start, in the late 60s and go and ultimately win, I think, Copa America in 75, 76. Can't remember all the dates, getting old. But yeah, they are amazing team, and he's probably the most important player. And this has got to be like a pop less than 5, maybe even 2. Then one of the more legendary Brazilian players is, of course, Cafu. Amazing defender. You're seeing this card more and more. A bit of a disappointment, but a lot of stickers are coming out of Brazil. This is a 4, which is a good grade, not a great grade. There are some that grade as high as an 8, I think. So it's a nice little Cafu rookie Panini Abril, or at this point they were there. It was just Editora Abril. I forget. Oh no, Panini bought them, I think, in the late 80s. So this was already a Panini sticker using the old Brazilian sticker manufacturer. Here's a card that you don't see every day, and one that I like. I'm not one for artistic rendition cards all the time, but this particular one, Gordon Banks, star keeper for England. This is his rookie sticker, and it actually shows up in a Chilean album called LQL, and from 1962, the World Cup in 1962, and it has the address on the back, San Diego 208. And what I love about this is that that on the back it says, Harry Banks, and clearly it's Gordon Banks if you look at it. And what I love is that PSA has correctly identified this, and they do know. And a lot of times the grading companies will just go with whatever's on the card. they would just put Harry Banks. Well, there was no Harry Banks on the team. This is Gordon Banks. This is his rookie card, and it's his only rookie card. And I love that it shows up in a Chilean album of all places. Super cool card. Love it. Big add to the PC. Here's another card that's pretty epic. And by the way, I'm going to comment. I've been pretty critical of a lot of my submissions lately from PSA. I've had cards flying all over the place. These are definitely better. It is still, you can notice this one's still kind of a floater in there. This is an epic, one of the, I think, most attractive Garincha cards out there. This is from the 1959 Balas Ídolos set. So look at how clean this back is. Never stuck condition. Amazing. And I just love the border on these. This is just insane. Oh, by the way, I got a couple. Kevin mentioned that there's also a character made in Sweden. I'm not sure I've seen that one. It would be, yeah. So maybe if you happen to have that, you could post it on the Discord, Kevin. But so I guess the difference is this is already a caricature of him, and it's 1962 for the 62 World Cup in Chile, which I don't think he played actually. Now that I think about it, but I think he was the star in 66. Okay, so here again, here's a Garincha 59. Awesome sticker. Love this one. And in never stuck condition, nearly impossible. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a pop one. Not 100% sure. This one is never stuck, but it had some front damage. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Doug. I'm imagining you're talking about this one because, yeah, these borders and just the portrait and everything is amazing. Yeah, gorgeous borders. Love that. If you're not familiar with this set, guys, I encourage you to research it a little bit because Balas Ídolos 59, I think, is one of the best design sets of all the Brazilian issues myself. So this one I like. It's it's the only card that I know of Pele that has a pink background. Is that unique? Yeah, sure, it's unique. I think it's kind of cool. It's from 1967. For many years we called this set Serendania, or I know I'm mispronouncing that. This one is never stuck, but the reason for the low grade is on the front. You can see there's some flaking over here and down here off the front. So it's correctly graded with some front, paper loss. Nonetheless, fantastic eye appeal and a beautiful, late 60s Pele card in a Santos jersey. Just love it. Here's a question. It goes, okay, do you have any advice for trying to identify cards for grading? I have some from the Ukraine, but it's hard to find information. Oof. I think there's two main paths of grading cards. One is where it's in a book, like a reference book, like let me just pull this one out. This is a reference book, and the grading companies happen to have most of these now. I would say I have played a role in letting them know which books to get. And so I think if it's in here and there's an editor, and especially if there's multiple sources and corroborated online, you'll find the grading companies now more than ever have been pretty open-minded about grading new issues. Before, they needed the entire album with all the cards and the entire checklist, and they need multiple online sources. But now they're being more flexible to take written material like books. And they're also being, more willing to not have the complete checklist. I think they've also learned that a lot of albums had prize stickers, especially in Latin America. So they were missing certain stickers per page. So you could almost never have the complete checklist because the business would go out of business if they let kids, fill in every album and get a free bicycle. So there's a lot of cards that are missing. Specifically as it goes for Eastern European, there's no reference material that I've seen. Now you can see some of them, I think, in the German books, but in the absence of that, especially more modern ones, really, really hard to get any information. So your best bet is to get as much information you can and see if Alan Jenkins can put it on Cardophilic and or other sites that are currently cataloging cards. You can go on our Discord. We have a reference section. Let me tell you exactly what it's called. It's called useful links, and you can go see some of the people that are trying to catalog different things, and that's what we're looking for. So we got somebody coming into the thing here, so I got to block this person in the chat. And all right, so we block that user. Yep. So let's see. I got another dang spammer. All right, I'm gonna have to block that user. Okay, so hopefully that will be okay. All right. So all right, yeah. So John, check it out in the oops, that was the scammer, whatever. So we I just blocked that person, and then John, you can come in to the Discord and check out the useful links page, and you'll see, there are typically ones for different countries. If I find that pretty much if you get information, they'll be really helpful in loading your information if you find good reference material. So good luck with that. And you can also post just generally to the group, and people will help where they can. I'd say that in general, it's a pretty helpful group of people trying to get information, and especially on Ukraine issues, which are probably even way harder to track down these days than ever before. So hello, Taser Soccer. All right, so let's get back to the rest of the submission. So this is another of my favorite Pele cards from the 1960s. This is the Flashes de Futebol. Now they call it J. Diaz Campos. I forget what they were calling it before. Nice little back. This is in never stuck condition. So I got to be honest, I'm a little disappointed with a 1.5. Oh yeah, okay. I'm still a little disappointed, but there's a surface, crease. But when you just look at, like, if you look at a scan at this card, you're like, that's an 8. But I don't know if I probably can't get oh yeah, there you go. You can see tiny little crinkle in the surface right around his neck. And so all the way down from like a potentially a 4.5 to a 1.5. Still beautiful sticker. One of my favorites from the 1960s. It just has such a cool look to it, if you ask me. And this sticker was for a long time considered Zico's rookie, the 76 Saravan. This is a 3.5. Again, never stuck. So many of these have been unstuck from the albums. This one was never stuck. So nice to have one of these in a 3.5. Marginally harsh, I would say, but I probably wouldn't have given it more than a 4 myself. And this one I would have expected about a 3. And what did it get? A 2. Okay, well, I mean, if you're within a grade, I don't have a lot of qualms about that if you're within a grade. So there's a couple of Saravan Zicos. Love that. And the next one may seem like a normal card to most, but is really anything but. It's a 1995 Salo. So you may look at this and say, wow, isn't that Mundi Chromo? Isn't that Navarrete? No, it's actually not. This is Salo. It's got the Salo back from Chile. Pretty rare. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the first one graded. These, we've seen a lot of high grade Navarretes come out. I have, in my entire collecting career, seen probably 5 or 6 of these. And this one has never been stuck. It's not in great condition, but never stuck is amazing. I think I have 1 or 2 never stuck and 1 or 2 stuck. So super tough one. And a 3, love it. We'll take that one all day long. Yeah. Hey, John. Yeah. So you got a couple of these ecos. Yeah. I like them very much. Very nice. And then there's another one in the national team kit as well. I forget what card number? One's 82 and one's 8. This is card number 82. It's the other one must be 8. So, and then here's the R9 Salo back. Incredibly scarce in my experience. Is my experience a given? No, of course not. We don't know what's going to come out in time. We're still very early days in soccer collecting. Can I be wrong? Absolutely. Have I been wrong? Absolutely. But to my experience, Chile have not been able to find many of those cards. So another really cool visual one is this 1953 FHER Di Stefano. I love that. He's heading the ball. It's got his head there. The background is beautiful. The only thing is a blank back, like a lot of the FHERs. This is from the Escenas Deportivos set, which I like very much. Yes, this Ronaldo is a sticker. It went into an album, which is why it's hard to oh, sorry. People may wonder why I'm asking this. Yes, because it was meant to go in an album, which is why it's so hard to find in never stuck condition. And this FHER from Di Stefano, pretty cool. There's a stain on the back, I guess, right up here, and maybe that's the reason for the 1.5. I don't know. Amazing though, if you like Di Stefano. Oh, I love this sticker. So wow. So this is a major disappointment. Oh, what am I looking at? Sorry, guys. I was having a moment there myself. This is a Platini rookie 1.5. And you can see absolutely crystal clear back. I'm trying to look at the surface. Okay, I guess there's some surface wrinkle there. Oh, man. I thought this could be a 4 or 5. So a 1.5. I'm going to have to take this out and look at this more carefully. But this is a first mega disappointment here. I thought it really had chances for a 4 or 5. Well, for a 1.5, excellent eye appeal. I mean, that's the one thing that I can say. That's a bit of a disappointment. And then most people know that I had. This is the last of the PSA submission. But here's a super cool Eusebio. So this is from the 1962 A Francesa. Either los dos estadios. Love this. Love this sticker. All these stickers are like in typically 2 or below because they come typically wrapped up. You can't really see it on there, but you can see the creases on them where these stickers were folded as issued with caramels. Most of these are also unstuck, but just look at the beauty of this Eusebio. The design, it screams to me Portugal. It's just so awesome. I know there are some people out there that think this could be a 61, 62. I'm still going with 62 right now. But it's in the back of my mind, this potentially could be a rookie. Very familiar, facial shot to some of the other rookies. So this one's pretty good. Love this sticker. Just love it so much. Is his FKS Stickies rookie? No, it's the 74 from out of France. And then there's a 75 from the same maker. And then there's a 76, I think, as well. So I think they have a 3-year run. And I think there's a couple other 76s in there as well. So 77, no. And some people also think that 78, sometimes they think the World Cup stickers are his rookies. They are not. Okay, so I'd say, mostly what we expected. A couple disappointments, slight disappointments. The only, the Platini one being probably the biggest single disappointment. And so now, if there, let me just check, see if I missed any questions. Yep, that was Platini is in Nancy. Yep. So those are, and I think he's there in that jersey through 77, if I'm not wrong. So now I'll move over to mail day. So, here we are taking a DHL package. It's been here for a while. And I love this for my videos. I just throw it all on the floor. Wouldn't go during normal times, but certainly faster. And here, this is a couple cards that, again, I find, very, I think, very undervalued for the long run. I very much am a believer in some of these top players, and especially stickers from their native countries. So here is a little box. Nice packaging for what is essentially just a couple stickers. And these are some pretty cool stickers. This is a rookie sticker for Eusebio. Not my favorite one. I think the I kind of prefer the border on this one right here. This is the Estrellas dos Estadios. This one's a little boring. It's not as nice as some of the other stickers, just having a white border, but clearly a rookie. So that's always a nice one to add. And then another one, what's this? 1963, I think. And I'm drawing a blank on the issuer. Starts with a C. Oh, I'll come back. But this is one that I didn't have, and it's just an epic. Let me see if I can find this again. This is gonna bother me. Oh, okay. Ídolos de dos clubes from Carcel. I love his headshot there. There you can see Ídolos dos clubes. Super tough, and this is 63, 64. So you can see the glue on the back, unstuck condition. These will both be PSA 1s. But you know what? I mean, these are super, super tough, rare stickers. Looks like we got a couple other people in here. We got Seb. Hey, brother, how's it going? Nice to see you. And then we got the champ. Yeah. So, whoa, boy, this is a crazy when we get all these guys in. I don't got any champagne, but I do got a few goats there, champ. So you'll have to take that. Actually, I was thinking of you when I got this one, which I don't think you saw, which was the Ronaldo Salohback. Never stuck. So pretty epic in my mind. So we had here. So I got one graded, and then look at the trio of Eusebios. Hadn't even thought of that. Look at that. Nice Eusebio power right there. Some real classic, real tough early cards. Of essentially the man. That guy, the Black Panther man, he was all over the place. I still read the stories of the 1966 World Cup semifinal when the UK changed the venue on Portugal at the last second, and they had to like pile in a bus and be in a bus for God knows how many hours and didn't get to practice all the gamesmanship that England played, and ultimately Portugal lost, and it's I forget what he calls it, something tears. Anyway, it was tragic, for the country, and probably a little bit unfair, but anyway, it was their home World Cup, and they kind of made the rules, blamed it on FIFA, and life kind of went on. So I guess this OMG was probably to the Eusebio trio. It's pretty cool, champ, man. I know you've been getting into the big time. I've seen your stuff, but come on. I want to see some of these things. Showing up in the champs collection. So we've got So yeah, hey, thanks, Kevin, very much. I very much am a huge fan of Eusebio, which most people know. Question here from John. Are there? Do I ever attend any card shows in Europe? Yeah, I uh, I I have not. In fact, I usually only go to the national. Or I used to when I was in Philadelphia. You go to a couple of regional shows in the U.S. But I hear the London card show is getting a lot of visitors, like 5,000 people. So that's pretty cool. If it's in the UK, maybe worth the trip. I don't really have the information offhand. I just Google it, but it sounds like they're getting some momentum, and it sounds pretty exciting if you ask me. Um, so here's another question here for the Eusebios. There's another player just comparing print for the Eusebio. There's other player just for comparing print quality. Yeah, I mean, there's Mario Coluna um, was his second, in command, and I have a ton of, well, not a ton, but I have a lot of other, stickers from him. Actually, I can grab some and show you some here. It's not that far away from my desk. I'll show you some Eusebio stickers. Not as many as I thought. Oh, see, where did these go? This is the box for them, so I don't have them necessarily handy. But here's I'll just pick out a couple because this one's from, some of these are from the 70s, but it's very much the same sticker quality, like these types of things. This is from 1970, 71. They're super thin, almost always folded, and they're not waxy like in an American sense of the wax paper, but they're almost waxy, if that makes any sense. It's not clear paper. You can definitely tell the difference. It's thinner, and they were actually packaged to with having the caramels inside of them, so you'd unpackage them, and that's why they are completely almost all folded. You're never going to see, I mean, maybe you could get slightly more than a PSA 2. I just don't see how, unless somehow you knew to take out those wrinkles, which obviously I don't know how to do. Question, do I pick up Eusebios from a Portuguese site? No, most of the time I just trade with other collectors and buy from other collectors in Portugal. There is a local Portuguese eBay site, which I'm blanking on right now, but it's hard to transact if you're outside of Portugal. So a lot of times I just trade with other collectors and buy from other collectors. But the vast majority of my Eusebio stuff has been acquired, many years ago from other collectors. So that's it. All right, so we will then open this one. Let's see what this one is. So this is actually back to, I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was John earlier, or asking about talking about autos, and how that maybe they're overpriced, and is the demand, is there too much supply for the demand? And generally I'm thinking no, because people generally like that. And here's me getting a modern auto that is, you wouldn't typically see me getting, but I just like this one for a number of reasons, which I'll explain. And this is a messy, and this is from the Panini Treble set. And so what I like about this sticker, and you can see this here, is there's actually a World Cup sticker on from 2006, and then he signs across the sticker. Then they make a card out of the sticker, and I just think that's so cool. And there's this is 2018, but they use a 2006 sticker, and it's an on sticker autographed. So I like it. I find it really, really cool, and I buy it, and it's a long-term hold in the PC for me. So Messi sticker again outside. Today you saw two things that are kind of weird in my traditional collecting. Messi 2018 and a Neymar 2018. So a couple little oddities, if you will, but it goes to players that I like and things that I like. And I think these types of cards actually have some potential, but that's not the main reason why I'm getting them. I just wanted to have this in the PC. I love the design. I love obviously Messi. I love the autograph. Yeah, so that's a prime example of that. And I have a few. I have an Eminence Messi autograph and a couple others. Again, not any of the really valuable like Soul of the Game or some of those other issues. So all right, so this is the last. I'm sorry, Fleming. Yeah, so just got that Messi. Sorry, it's been on my list for a long time. So when I saw it, I needed to get that one because it had been kind of out there for me. So yeah, and even like that one, I thought there's time put into that. They had to get the sticker, they had to paste it, they had to get Messi to sign it, and yeah, I agree. A lot of the stuff today, they're just so lazy out there. They're just slapping on stickers on things. Another annoying thing for me is like when they have patch cards, and the guy, he's in a photo. Let's say Messi's in a Barcelona photo, and then they put an Argentina patch. Just annoys me. It's like, okay, match at least the picture on the card with the patch. But anyway, I digress. I don't collect many of those things anyway, so I'm not super annoyed by it. But if I was a collector of those things, it would really, really be annoying to me. Okay, so this is a lot of mix match stuff here in here, relatively low value, so I'll spare most people or you guys all watching all of the details, but there's some fun South American stuff in here, I believe, and there's one main reason here. I don't know how the easiest way to go through this, but I think that most people, if you're on the Discord, you've noticed that despite the market turn, a lot of the South American stuff has been doing really well. So, it's, this is exactly what I was talking about. And then they put patches that aren't even match worn as well. So, so there's this particular set that I'm getting here in this mail day, so to speak. A lot of people have seen these. These are just Argentine, Uruguayan stickers. They're really cool because they have the name and why they're in the album, and they come from an album. Let me see if I can find it. Gosh, so many albums around here. This may be easiest to see. Oh man, is this just the? There's that album. Shoot, I don't have the cover. Can't remember exactly the name, but it basically comes from this album. These stickers come from this album, and in this album, there's really kind of a really cool write up of the Copa America, and it goes through some previous champions, and it's just a great album. And so they go through the teams, like in this case here, you're talking about Argentina. And so in my album and in my collecting of this, look at how cool this is. And actually it's even cooler when you can read it. So here's Argentina, and here's the conversation about Brazil. So you can, read this, and it's actually great, history of the Copa America. You can see how important this was. Here's Paraguay. Anyway, when you start to get, this is my album, and unfortunately for me, in my album, Peru was in this year too, Chile, Ecuador. I didn't have, and then they talk about they go back, and this is the 1924 Olympic team. They redo it, so this is why you have Andrade in here. And this one I think comes from 1942. So a lot of people, they see that and they're like, oh, 1924 Andrade rookie. No, this is a 1942 kind of review of the Copa America, Uruguay, and then also highlighting some of their past champions, which is where you get some of these stickers, right? So, and these are a little weird because it looks like somebody, and I don't think this is original to the issue, stamped some of these on the back like Uruguay. Let's see if I can find those. There you go, like partially over the back. So not amazing there to have those stamps, but these are really cool. I mean, they're still 80 years old. They portray some of the greats of the game. They have their names there. It's pretty cool. Love that. And then what else do I have? So there's a lot of them from here, but the main reason why I wanted this this lot is because of the a particular Brazil sticker. Here's again some more. There's some different backs in here. El Deportista. I hadn't seen these. Kind of unsure about them, but they all came in a group, and this is a really big group. So anyway, so I'll spare you all of the details of all of these cards, because to me the most important card is the one that I'll show you in here. Yeah, sure. Any Andrade that's 80 years old, or Nasasi or Seiya, are all, really, really, important. But this Album Deportista there's one sticker in here that I wanted. And sorry for those purists that don't like to destroy albums. Like this one was used. They use it as a scrapbook, and they pasted over a bunch of newspaper stuff over the write-ups of the performance of the team. And the album itself is like mostly destroyed. So I don't feel badly about breaking this one up at all, but I'm just trying to find the sticker. Okay. So here's the sticker. That I wanted. See if anybody can recognize it on the page. See if somebody, I'm going to hold this up and see if anybody recognizes why, when I saw this album, why I wanted this sticker. There's no names on this that you can read. So let's see if somebody in the chat puts down why I would want this 1942 Copa America thing when I have most of the set already. And there's one Brazilian. Oh, nicely done, Doug Jones. It is, in fact, Zizinho. It's his second sticker that I know of. And, oh, shoot, I guess I should point him out now to you guys. And it's just been on my list forever, knowing about this. I'll point it out. Obviously, he's one of the best strikers after Leonidas. And this is Zizinho right here. So happy to cross that one off my list. These look super stuck on, so I'm not exactly sure how the sticker is going to come off, but it's part of the game we play, right? Try to get the stickers off in as best shape as possible. There's also a number of these premiums, which are kind of cool and unique. So nothing of like massive significance. And then I love this little collector typed the names of them. I love this really authentic collecting culture that went back for a long time. This person took obviously a lot of pride in putting together their collection, saving it, labeling it, and just it was a important to them, and you certainly appreciate it. Here's also some very interesting fans. Look at these. These were, I think, used. They would have sticks attached to them, and then you would use it to like fan yourself. I mean, look at the beauty of these. Again, not not high value items, but certainly pretty cool stuff. So actually back to so Crispy Cat has any nice autos. The only auto in this group of stuff was the Messi treble, Panini treble. So that was it. And then just a bunch of really cool vintage stuff that, doesn't have a particularly large market, but I think is pretty amazing stuff. So yeah, so that's basically the stuff in this one. I think, just see if I missed anything. All these stacks of cards going on. The Eusebios. Let's see, what's this box? We've got some. I found some World Cup stickers at Target. These small little 5-box cards. I wasn't really planning on opening those right now. Can do it if somebody wants to. Oh, I have another box here. Not sure what it is. Get a lot of boxes at my house between Amazon and collections. Let's see what this is. It's possible this is not soccer, so let's just see though. It should be quick. And if anybody has any last minute questions, because this looks to be the last box that I have, I got some notification of a few PSA orders coming back, so I'll likely be on again next week at some point. And hopefully, this is actually, most people know I'm a baseball collector as well, and I had these logo refractors, Tox Chrome, are just amazing. Really cool cards. So this looks like it's all that. So yeah, so no more soccer there. Let me see if there's any questions. So Graham, great stuff. Yeah, that silo back is just a tough one for those who didn't follow that or see it. I'll put that one up one more time. Yeah, let me know what your favorite was in the comments if you guys are around. Certainly, I'll also post the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, please join. And it's going to be super exciting here as we get close to the World Cup. I think there's more people joining the Discord every day, despite the general market conditions. I continue to be super excited about the long run potential and enjoyment in soccer card collecting, the diversity, all of the nuances of the global collecting, game and preferences. It makes it so enjoyable to me. Hopefully it's enjoyable to you. It looks like Champ is agreeing that he likes the Salo. I like the thanks for Crispy. That Messi is incredible. Yeah, no, it's not for sale. I just bought it. It was in my mail day, so it's been one on my list for a long time. Hey John, hey, thanks for joining and asking questions. On the size on the Salo back, because everybody's interested in this. I'll post it on the Discord. I think it is slightly bigger. I think I have an album too, and I think the space on the album is slightly bigger, but I'm not 100% sure. That's just the eyeball look. You need to. I'll actually measure this and tell you. I have a couple of these. Again, I think coming back from PSA, I think in total I had 3 or 4 copies. So I'll be getting those back, and I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow think that they are the wrong size, because I think they're slightly bigger. Thanks again, Jose Roberto. Great to see you, and I'm glad the Eusebio for me. This one I think is probably my favorite as well. So I think that one would take the prize. I'm with Taser on that. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful day, wonderful weekend coming up here. Enjoy all the baseball coming up if you're an American baseball fan. And we'll see you guys on the Discord. Thanks so much. Please if you've lasted this long, subscribe. I think I'm almost towards a 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. I've worked pretty hard on a lot of my videos, not this stuff, just opening things, but it appears that a lot of people like that. I really try to provide some value, so a little bit of education to the market, and hopefully inspire some people to collect, because it's been a huge part of joy in my life, and I hope it's part of joy in your life as well. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the Discord. Thanks, guys. Bye.